Hi and welcome back to my film and TV channel, and we're going over to Netflix today and we're going to have a look at a foreign language film, which they're not always great on Netflix, let's be honest about it, but I think we've got a little bit of a cracker for you today. Great film, powerful film, very gritty film. We're going to have a look at the latest make. I think there's been at least 3 films I can remember of this since 1930, dating back. So not that many, because you're sort of covering a touchy subject here. We're going to have a look at All Quiet on the Western Front. Please, if you are new to the channel, I try and inform and entertain if I can on these film reviews. I do TV drama reviews, information blogs, lots of things. So if you can join us, that'd be great. Spread the word. Great to have you on board. Leave us all your comments about this film or anything to do with film and TV. That'll be great to hear from you. And you give us a thumbs up. Give this film a thumbs up as well if you can. But give me a thumbs up. That'd be great. Be much appreciated. Yes, 147 minutes. So yeah, lengthy, which the original is, and certainly the original tome, the original book was lengthy. I've never actually read it. I might go back and read this at some stage, but yeah, I've probably said that for a while now. But why not? It's a 15 certificate and a German epic anti-war film. That's what it's classed as, because basically it's all the futility of war, etc. The original novel was back in 1929 and of the same name by Erich Maria Remarque. And the first film feature dates back, and that was done in Hollywood, yes, in 1930, and that was before they had ratings, 1934, as in PG and 18 rated, all these sort of ratings. So yeah, it would probably been struggled to pass the censor, or the censors over there. It'd been done a little bit later, but in 1930. Yeah, it was very close to the bone, literally, with certain sequences. This version is directed by Edward Berger. Stars, of course, a German cast. You can watch it in the original subtitles, or you can watch it in dubbed, which I did. And hey, it's pretty good, pretty good. You don't see the join. Stars Daniel Brühl, Albrecht Schuh, Sebastian Hulk, Felix Kammerer, Aaron Hilmer, Edin Hasanovich, and David Strisov. Internet Movie Database, Joe Public, you and me, the guys watching it. 8.1 out of 10. That's not too bad, is it? All right, not massive reviews. 1100, so still a fair amount. 1163, and overall a 93% positivity. So that's pretty good. And if you have no idea what it's about, well, it's set in the closing years, of course, of World War One, and it follows the life of German soldier Paul Baumer, who, after enlisting in the German army with his friends, finds himself at risk to the realities of war, shattering their earliest hopes of becoming heroes. And it's released on Netflix on October the 28th, 2022. What about the critics? We know the public like it on Internet Movie Database. What about the critics? Well, Rotten Tomatoes, 57 critics. So again, not masses, but a 94% positivity will go for that. 8.5 out of 10. None too shabby. 54 positive and 3 negative. I can't. Sorry, well, we'll say positive. 54 fresh, isn't it? It's Rotten Tomatoes and 3 rotten. I'm not too sure about the rotten. I didn't even look at it. I thought you'd be hard pressed to put a rotten mark on this or be unimpressed with it. The consensus of the website, both timely and timeless, they say All Quiet on the Western Front retains the power of its classic source material by focusing on the futility of war. Yeah, there's no grand scheme of things looking at it from the German point of view. It just tells the story, and if you have watched any of the original or a couple of the others, I think there's a Richard Thomas one, wasn't there? 20 or 30 years ago. Yeah, it follows a similar sort of storyline, a couple of little twists and kinks in it, but obviously looking from the German perspective, it does exactly the same as what I've seen from the source material. What I remember, I've not seen the original for a long time, but I might actually go back and watch that now. I watch this again, which is how I do things. I don't know if you're the same. But so Rotten Tomatoes, quite impressed. Metacritic, the other site, we'll look at an average of 74 out of 100, so still very, very good. 26 critics, and it scored anywhere. The lowest it scored was 67, so that's good, and the highest was 90. Right, let's name and shame and acclaim some of the critics. Oliver Jones from The Observer here in the UK commented, "For a film focused on getting the technical realities of war correct, it is Berger's feel for and the patience with the moments that these horrors disrupt that make this portrayal so singular." Yep. Ed Power from the Daily Telegraph, also here in the UK. "The First World War is reimagined as a symphony of mud, teen angst, and terrible beauty in All Quiet on the Western Front. Edward Berger's stunning German language retelling of Erich Maria Remarque's anti-war novel." Yeah, well said. I'm not going to add any critic to this. I think it says it all, really. San Francisco's Chronicles, Mick LaSalle, he scored it 75 out of 100. He said, "There are dull stretches, interrupted by moments of terror, but that's not really a complaint for a movie such as this. All Quiet on the Western Front is only partly a narrative. It's also an immersive experience, an invitation to walk in someone else's shoes, albeit from the safe side of the screen." And the playlist Maria E. Gates gave it 83 out of 100 and said, "Regardless of its minor flaws, it's not perfect by any means. Berger and his crew have crafted a faithful and heart-wrenching adaptation that fully realises the novel's trenchant anti-war themes." Yep, and I'm going to give this, I'll give you my little two pennyworth, and it is just a two pennyworth because I can't really add much more than what the critics are saying. I think if I had to compare it, before I started doing this, these vlogs on my little channel, I think 1917 must have come out just before. I'm not too sure, but obviously there were parts of that I was disappointed with. There's also the British, was it the sort of recent Dunkirk stuff like that. I've always been little bit disappointed with recent war films. But this for me was excellent. As I say, you don't notice the dubbing. I watched it dubbed. It certainly wouldn't detract anything watching the subtitle version. I prefer watching subtitles. Some people do, but the dubbing was superb. And as I said, I hardly felt or saw the join. Some interesting, an interesting soundtrack. Yes, some interesting sort of noises, not just music, but noises, which certainly added to the atmosphere of the film. It was very very good. And as I said early on, I think at the start of this, it's not often Netflix, and this is classed as a Netflix film. That's what they say on the blurb. So yeah, it's not often they produce such a or get hold or help finance or put together such a quality foreign language film, and this is a quality foreign language film. I'm a big fan, of course, of the 1930 black and white, which I'm now probably, if I get a chance, go back and watch again. And then there's been one or two okay ones in between, but this one is a great addition to well, let's call it a franchise. That's what it is, and it's just a great war film. Full stop. As far as this in 1917, I would say I preferred this to 1917. I thought 1917 was fine, but I thought this was a much better produced, atmospheric telling of a war film, which obviously 1917 was. This is 1918. 1917 was 1917. But if you like a good war film, I can heartily recommend this one. That's for sure. Dubbed or undubbed, whichever way you want to watch it, doesn't make any difference. There's no detriment at all to what you see on screen. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think if you get to watch this, and thanks for watching. Until we meet again, that's one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, everyone. Bye for now.